Sorry I omitted the beginning of this stage. Just start with 3 beads at the left, then cross with the right to the last bit of the thread on the left hand side. Just cross it. Then you have started this stage. Just as you have seen it here. At this stage, you're just making a bit of a ring of 4 beads. Just pass the thread through one bead, then 2 beads at the left hand, cross the right part. Wave through the next bead. Just as you are seeing it here. Just if you want to start with this stage, just with your new thread, just pass it through any side, any bead you want to start, any one bead you want to start. Then add 3 beads at the left hand, then cross with the right side of the thread to the last bead on the left, then cross through 1 bead, add 2 at the left, cross with the right to the last bead from the left. Just keep doing it as you can see it in this video. Because the only problem I have is just the starting, which I've explained now how you're going to start it. Just cut out your new thread, pass it through any bead, anywhere you want to start your curving. Just pass the new thread to any bead. Then at the left hand side of the bead of the thread, put in your 3 beads. Then with the right side of the thread, weave it through the last bead on the left. Then you are done, you have started. Then you start with this, the next one, weave it through the 1 bead at the the next bead. Then at the left, put 2 beads, then cross with the right. Just keep doing it. You reach this stage. Just make sure you watch carefully. Make sure you pick every details in this video. Throughout the left, the right, cross, weave through 1 bead, cross, cross, weave through another bead. As you can see, we are getting to the end of this stage, the curving stage, the first line of the curving stage. Okay, this is second to the last beat for us to close this stage. Okay, then we're on to the last beat. Wave through the last beat and to the next upbeat there. You see that I've pointed at, yes, this. Then add one bead cross with the right. Then we have gotten the first line curved. Then we want to get to the next line. Start with 3. Just as you start with the first line, start with 3, then cross. This is exactly how you start with you if you want to start the first line. This is exactly the first line I have omitted. This is exactly how you start the first line. Wave through next one beat, then you add your loop. Just pass the thread through the loop. Then with the same thread, pass it through one bead, the next bead, the next one bead beside it. Then cross the other one through the loop. Then add your 2 beads, then cross. We have added our loop. Then continue with the process. 2 bead at the left, then cross the right, pass through the next bead beside it, 1 bead beside it. Yes. Okay. Then we hide our knots. I've shown you many places where you hide, many places in this video, how to hide your knots. Just weave them back through the beads. Then cut out the excess part. Then with the other side, weave them back to through the bead. And you also cut out the excess part. Okay, you add your new thread, cut out the new thread, just pass through the last where you stopped. See where I passed my thread. Make sure it's equal. Then you start with what you are doing before. Just pass through the next bead, add 2 beads, then cross the right, So almost reaching where we'll add the other side of the loop. Just cross your thread through the loop, then pass it to the next bead, the next one bead, then cross the other side of the thread to the loop, then add your two bead, cross with the right, pass through the next bead, add the two bead, cross to the right, Just keep the process going. We're almost reaching. Okay, we're almost covering the second stage or second line. Just keep repeating this process until you reach to the end of the second line of the curve. So you can see we are getting to the end of our second line for the curve. And the second to the last bead. Okay, to get the last bead, just same as we did in our first step. Just cross to the next bead, then to the next up bead, then add one bead at the left, then cross. So you can see we are done with our second line for the curve. Done with it. Enter the third line. You can get any step you like. You can make it to the fourth line. It depends how you want the width of your back to be. If you want it to be more bold, just tiny, you know. It depends on your choice. You can make it to be one curve. Just make a line to be one line of the curve or two line. But I think the minimum size should be 2 lines. Then up can get 3 lines, 4 lines, depending on your choice. But ours is mine is 3 line. Just as normal process, we did our first and second line. Just pass through each bead, add 2 bead, cross to the right. Just keep doing it. So just keep repeating the progress till you get to the end of the third line, the third curve. Just exactly how you did the first and second line. That's how you do your third line. If you want to do a bag of fourth line, and you want to continue with the line, as in you want to do you want to continue after the third, just same thing. There is nothing complicated there. If you watch this video carefully, you get everything, every detail. You understand it perfectly. If you reach where the loop, just make sure you pass the thread through before before attaching to the next bead beside it. Then see, just look carefully. Let's continue. We are getting to the end of the third line. Okay, to close up, wave to the next bead and the up bead, then add one bead, and we're done with the third. We're done with our curve. Now we're going to put in our lining. This is a hook on. Just make sure you cut out your lining in the round form. Just apply your hook on. There's so many ways to do this. You can actually sew it, and with your thread and needle sew it to the bead. But I'm using this method, just simple and neater. Just apply the hook gum on the bead. Just don't make it dirty, don't make it rough. Then your cut out lining, press it, attach it to the where you have gummed, to the bead where you have gummed. Just watch carefully the way I do it. Just make sure you place them neatly. Like I say, you can actually sew with your needle, but I prefer using this to make it more easier and faster for you. But just make sure you don't pour much, just a little bit of it. Then you're done. If you're done, just cut out the excess parts where we don't need. There is no needed. So just cut out the excess part, then you join the other parts, which I have done offline. If you want to add, just the other, see how I part of the other set my new thread to round just off camera. So we are going to join. Just add it to the one bead. Add one bead round, then cross that thread to the next together. One bead on the other curve, the other part of the bag. Then add one bead. Then cross. If you watch carefully, you will understand what I'm saying. Just watch the video carefully, you understand what I'm saying. One bead, then cross. Keep doing it, just cross the other side of bead to one bead, then other side to the next bead, then add one. one bead, then cross. Same thing. With the other part of the thread, cross it to the next bead, then the other part, cross it to the next bead. Beside it, then add one bead, then cross. Same thing. Add the other part to the other part of the thread. Okay. To the next one bead, then add one, then cross. Add one bead. Okay. Pass through one bead, then with the other side of the thread, pass through one bead again, the next bead beside it, then add one bead, then cross. Just watch carefully. Add, cross to one bead, then the other part, cross through the next bead, then add. Just simple. Just with the left side of the bead or the thread, add it to the next bead beside it. Then the right part of the thread, add it to the next bead beside it. Then add one bead to the thread, then cross. This is how we are just closing the bag up. Don't misplace thread. If you know the thread for the left side, just add it. Any thread from the left side, just cross it through one bead from the left side. Then the thread for the right side, cross it through one bead from the right side. Then add one bead, then cross both together. Just add one bead, then cross. Just watch the video thoroughly. Just keep covering up until you pass through the loop. After the loop, just get to weave through 2 beads, then stop. Remember, when you get to the loop, make sure you pass those threads inside the loop, not on top of the loop, inside the loop, to pass it through inside any bead beside it. What I'm trying to say is just pass it inside the loop, not on top of the loop. Just pass the thread inside the loop, then inside the bead, next bead beside it. See, we have gotten our bag. We are done with the cover. Now we're going to add zip to the main parts. Then weave your thread back. We are tying our knots. We are done with this stage. You can see I'm weaving back my thread as I have taught you. I've showed you on other videos. Okay, we are done. See your bag. And we're going to put our zip so we can be able to lock our bag. Just measure out the zip, then cut out the excess part. Then this is our fishing line. This is that 5.35. And our needle. Just be careful with this stage of the zip to sew your zip. Just be careful. Yes, you can use a hook same hook to attach your zip to the bag, but I think I prefer using the boat. I sew, then I also use the gum, or you can as well opt for sewing the zip to the bag. Just watch carefully, pay serious attention to this. make sure while you are sewing your zip, make sure you are crossing the thread tiny thread make sure you're crossing it. Now to tell you, but just watch this video carefully. Just watch it carefully. You will see how I'm sewing this thread. I'm sewing this zip to the back. See, there is a tiny fishing line there. I make sure I cross the fishing line. I make sure I cross the fishing line. Just watch this part very, very carefully. Watch it very, very carefully. If you don't watch it carefully, you might slightly make a mistake. And make sure you hold it very, very tight. Hold your zip, stretch it, make sure you don't have any bumps on it or any slopey place, or else you cannot be able to zip your back. Make sure you stretch it well, hold it firm while sewing. And make sure you measured it very, very perfectly. Just make sure you watch this particular place attentively. And when you are sewing, try to just lock the zip so that you know whether the zip is able to pass. Just like this. Try it out. So that the zip, as you can see, it have passed. Then you go back, start sewing. If you do, you test it out. As you can see, I've reached the end of that side. Make sure you attach it firm to the bag. Make sure you are crossing the fishing line on the beads. Make sure you have crossing while sewing. Just be crossing those fishing line of the beads. Just make sure you are crossing it. See how I'm tacking the end. I'm tacking the other end. Weaving them through the tiny threads, crossing through the tiny threads. Then when you're done, you pass it inside the bead and tie your knots. You can see I'm passing it inside the beads. Just with the needle, pass it through the beads. Then cut it out. Tie. Then you make sure that the other parts they are going to sew. Make sure it's the same size, is equal to the other side, because if they are not the same length, if you did not measure it well, you will get an uneven stitching, or the zip will not be able to close. You get a bumps while zipping your back. Make sure you hold it firm. Make sure that the after sewing is going to be the same size, with the length is the same size. Make sure that when you are sewing, just be checking it out whether it's the same size, them length with the other bead, or is there any bump, or where you did not hold it well, or where you did not tack it well. Or any fold in the zip. So make sure you tack the ends of the zip. Make sure you tack it to the bag neatly. Then pass it through the beads, pass your thread into the beads, then you're done with your zip. Then the next, you add your chain to your loop. Now we are done. Done. The front bag.